Hello, everybody. This is Nicholas Danek from YourKinkyFriends.com, and I have the delightful and beautiful in the dark with me. Miss Melissa will be in later. Happy Valentine's Day, 2019. Happy Valentine's Day. Mwah. Oh, we got a great show for you today. Okay, so let's start. We're gonna have a bunch of guests. We're gonna have some fun, and let's start with Luna. So Luna, tell us about Valentine's Day, and you brought some toys along.
I did, because I figured you were going to say to me, "Oh, you know what makes a good Valentine's Day
Yeah.
and a good gift." So I invested in these toys. They're awesome. They are Lovins, I want to say is the brand.
Okay.
I think it's LOVENSC.
Okay, show the box.
Okay, so there's two. This is Lush. This is Hush. This is an egg vibrator. This is a butt plug. And I can't show you Lush. This is Hush. And they're not the cheapest of toys, but they're great toys. They're Bluetooth. You download the app. You put on location and Bluetooth. You turn them on. And then you insert them. And your partner, if they're not with you on Valentine's Day, can still have fun. And it's great because it's not even like they have to be there with you to connect to the device, as long as they download the app and they turn on the Bluetooth and location.
Really, locations. Like real
Location is everything. And then they can control these. You can just use basic patterns it comes with. You can sync it to music, which is really awesome because then they vibe into music.
So yeah, tell us about.
Which is dangerous.
Tell us about your music thing.
All right, so my dog has a safe word for me.
And it's
to curb my enthusiasm.
Okay, and it's the safe word is
bean crumbs.
Okay.
And so, and so he kind of threw down the challenge. Like, are you trying to get me to say my safe word? It's not going to happen. And you know me. You can't say something like that to me. And so I played a good hand, and yeah, he crumbled. So my punishment, because I did this in a kick group of probably people that and so Thursday night we were at the club, Bar 13,
New Jersey,
Delaware.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Delaware. Hi everybody, Bar 13. So his first set I had Blush in, which is in now, and that was fun. Had it going with the music and everything, and then for the second set I switched it out for Hush, and the second set he was brutal. He had to sync to the music. He had control of how fast it was going, and he was playing like all that industrial metal, 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson, and brought me to my knees.
Oh, Tango Blue. Oh, I love you so much. She just texted me, "Ha! I have that toy."
Ah, yes. Oh, sorry. I didn't do that. It's on mute though. Sorry.
You gotta lower it with the buttons.
Oh, okay.
On
but it's on mute. It's on mute. Okay, so anyway, no. So yeah,
that was perfect
so
timing,
he
though.
Brought me to my knees. I crumbled. Gave him his $2. Said my safe word, which is only like the third time that's ever happened.
Yeah, you're hardcore. You don't really use safe words.
I really don't. And excused myself to the bathroom and removed the butt plug, only to come out of the loo and be told to bend over and accept his birthday floggings, because that's something that they do on Thursday nights. If it's your birthday, you get a flogging. No spankings, floggings.
Floggings.
And so I was the surrogate and got 69 whacks with the flogger. But anyway, at this moment, I'm actually playing with Lush. Lush is in, and he has control. And so if you see me giggling,
he has control. He has control.
He has
not
control.
you.
So he's down in like Point Pleasant.
And you're just going like like that, basically.
Yes. Yes. And so if you see me giggling, that's why. But I highly recommend. They're great toys. The battery life, an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. But if you can't be with your partner at any given time, and you know, traveling for work, whatever the case may be, it's a solid investment, and it's good product and a lot of fun.
A lot of chatterbait.
Yeah. Yes.
A
I've
lot of
seen one on
chatterbait.
there.
I interviewed a bunch of people who just, this guy ties up his girlfriend, and she's there for hours, just like hogtied for hours, and just people just do tokens, and they go
Yes.
to the point where you can practically hear it.
Yes, and the nice thing is this is like you insert this, but then here's like the little antenna, and if you insert this the right way, this kind of presses up against your clit, which is like a really nice little extra stimulation.
We're educational.
Absolutely. But this thing is great. I mean, seriously, he's in Point Pleasant.
Okay.
I'm in Denellen.
Yes.
And he's making me smile.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Yes.
Okay, so what is your opinion on Valentine's Day?
I think it's yet another over-marketed commercial holiday meant to sell cards and designed for men just to buy women stuff. Because Valentine's Day, to me, just doesn't ever seem to be enough. It's always been. Even today at work, some girl, she comes in from the reception area and she's carrying like a bouquet of Valentine balloons, and she must have had like 72 roses, and I was just like, that's a little over the top.
Yeah.
To me, buy me a card, that's nice. I love cards. I love cards. Cards are fun, but I don't need to buy me stuff.
Oh, definitely.
It's so low maintenance.
what about romance? What was one of the romantic things that happened to you?
Nothing, because well, you gotta understand, like, my idea of romance is not like other people's ideas.
That's a good point you got there. That is a very good point there. So like for example, wearing a French maid outfit or something like that.
That's not reserved for Valentine's Day.
Oh, I know, but just dresses especially is something like, I'd love that if
I know you would. What's romantic? What's romantic? You know what's romantic? When he whispers in my ear.
Ooh, what does he say?
He says, "Remember, I love you."
Oh, see?
When I'm fucking you like I don't. And that's romantic. It makes me smile.
We just got word that Melissa's coming.
Oh yeah.
But she needs wine first.
Oh good, yeah. I saved her some. Very good. Very good.
As you may know, I'm wearing my Best Show New Bridges for Lovers shirt. Lovers, because it is Valentine's Day. I could think the same thing when it comes to Valentine's Day. It's just like maybe sell cards and flowers, and it puts pressure. It puts pressure on both people, whether men and women. Even if it's men and women or whatever, it does. It puts pressure on somebody, and then on top of that, just like Christmas, it could lead to feelings of sadness.
Yes.
And
yes.
and loneliness. And
I will often refer to it as happy mildly disappointed day.
Yeah. So
whether you're involved or not, I mean, it's just that's just that's just yeah.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Someone was saying that it's they called it hard-ons and heartaches.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. It just seems to me like, I don't know. I don't need society to dictate to me, when I should have a day to celebrate how much I love someone.
Oh, definitely.
To me, it means that much more when you say it or you do something nice when it's not expected, just randomly out of the blue.
Yeah, definitely. And then there are certain things like I remember taking the day off for like me and my ex-wife when we were like madly in love. We took day off from work. We were poor and had a lot of problems outside the relationship. We took off work just to lie in bed with each other, you know. And
Oh,
then
that sounds nice.
yeah, it was. And then you read The Coolest Way, so you know my life. You know, that all went to hell. So
Do you ever look back and go, what was I thinking?
yeah, well, I was caught up. I was caught up. I wanted something. I was living such a crazy life with the drugs and that I wanted something that was somewhat normal, and it turned out to be definitely not normal, but with the facade of normality. And that's what I want to get to next with you. Do you have any ideas to have, if you're with somebody, have a kinky Valentine's Day? What would you like to do?
Ideally,
Yeah.
Sitting down with a big container of lube.
What's your favorite lube?
Oh, I bought this wonderful. Oh my god!
Okay.
I spent $113 on lube.
You spent in one shot?
Yeah. In 5 different flavors. Oh my god! I gotta bring some over. You guys gotta try this. It's amazing. It tastes so good. It tastes just like birthday cake. No lie. Best tasting lube ever. Because that's the worst thing about lube. Lube and condoms. Nobody wants to suck a dick when it tastes like latex, right? This stuff tastes so good. Melissa's here. Yay. So yes, I spent $113. I got 5 different flavors. So I would sit him down with the lube of his choice, and I'd invite like 3 other people over just to like fuck me. So he can watch me.
Interesting. Okay.
But this be off limits. This is all for him. The mouth is all for him.
Ah, the mouth is all for him.
Yeah.
Oh, we're waiting on. Well, he said 9, 10. I asked him. Yeah, come on.
I don't have like a t-shirt.
You can put something on.
It's okay as long as no flashy movies.
Yeah.
I don't have any bees to throw at you, so.
This is YouTube.
Yeah, that too.
So Melissa's in the closet right now. Not the metaphorical closet, the actual closet.
Oh.
What happened?
We have a walk-in closet, and she's in it. Oh, hey, there's fornication.
Hey.
What's going on? How you doing?
There. Wait.
I can't see you.
No. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Unmute. Any better? No.
Can't see you. I could hear you.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Technology. Technology's not always friendly.
Okay. Well, fornication. She has a blog. She writes, and she is a kinkster, and she's pregnant. And we found out today on Valentine's Day that a friend of ours just gave birth, and she didn't know she was pregnant for the whole time.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
She
had no idea.
Now here's the crazy story.
No idea.
She
found out 2 days ago and had the kid today.
She always wanted children. She was with a guy who was very nice, but didn't have children. And then what happened is they broke up, and she met another guy, a very, let's say, a Jersey guy.
No, you don't even know this guy.
I don't know the guy, but from the pictures, he's
No, this is not the guy you're thinking of.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, you're completely wrong. So just stop talking about shit you don't know.
Okay. Great. So she always wanted children, and she finally had one today on Valentine's Day, but she didn't know she was pregnant the whole time.
How do you not know you're pregnant?
It happens.
Denial.
Yeah.
What's going on with your camera?
I don't know what is going on with my camera. Wait a minute. Let me try. Is it any better? Is my camera like not on? Turn camera
Maybe.
off.
It's like it's trying to be on, but it's just black.
It's just black. Yeah.
Weird. I'm gonna try. Light.
Yeah. Are the lights on?
Are you
Because
sitting?
I can't even see myself. So that's a whole
You're in a hole.
other thing that I get to deal with.
Are you going? Are you going through Google?
Yeah. Yeah, I always go through Google.
Yeah. Maybe reboot. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I'm gonna try it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you brought toys.
that helps.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, hi.
Oh, no.
There.
All right.
There we go. That is a lot better.
Lisa Forney, how you doing? You look great. I like
Thank
the
you.
lace thing.
Yeah,
How's
it's a jacket. And then I have, it's actually pink. It is not red.
Okay. You wearing pink? You're a goth.
Whatever. Listen, if Susie can wear yellow, I can wear pink. And actually, I'm pretty sure she has worn pink, at least on one occasion.
Okay, so let's talk about having a goth Valentine's Day. You know, I was a goth kid, and I was always sad on Valentine's Day when I was growing up, even when I had a girlfriend. So can you tell us anything about that?
I have never really had a Valentine's Day date ever. The people that I usually end up with are the type who say, oh, well, Valentine's is so overrated and it's so commercialized. Let's just do something some other day. The only problem is I feel like those days don't happen very much, if ever.
You mean the other days?
Yeah, they're like, no, let me just let's pick out some other day to do like roses and chocolates and stuff, and it doesn't happen.
Okay, so let me ask
I
you
think
this.
it's just an excuse to just not do anything.
Basically.
He's like, I don't need a holiday to give you a present. Then you just get no presents.
Yeah, basically.
So what would let's say this is the dream world. What would be a good Valentine's Day for you? Like use your imagination. What would be something really cool that you would like to happen, or get, or just happen, experience?
I wouldn't mind getting roses. And right now there is a musical group, I guess you could say, that has been touring, and their whole thing is so cool. They're doing what they call anti-recitals, and the group is called American Murder Song, and they do these very dark, twisted, but they're like folk songs. Like, it's so close to being country, but all the songs are about murder. So now they've been touring. It's amazing. I love it. And have any of you guys ever seen Repo, the genetic opera?
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't Paris Hilton in that? It's like it's
Yes.
about people.
About organ repossession in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a
Okay.
musical.
Yes. So
It's so
the guy who plays Grave Robber in that movie, he is one of the guys in this band. It's him and this other guy named Sar Hendelman, and they've worked together a whole bunch. Sar did like the piano music for Insidious, so they're both like kind of in the Hollywood sphere, but not really. So they've been going around the country with just like a piano, and they get all dressed up and they sing, and there's no microphones or anything, but tickets are $150 a piece. So I haven't been able to go, but if I could have gone, that would have been amazing. And apparently they also will take requests beforehand so they can perform other songs that are not in their normal repertoire.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I like the folk music about murder, which is that really gets
It's a
me.
niche.
Oh yeah, they have a whole CD about the Donner Party.
They have a whole CD.
What are they called?
American Murder Song.
Write that down.
All right.
Write that down and text it to me later. I don't forget.
I'll see about even posting some of the songs on Discord later, maybe.
Yes. Speaking of Discord, yes, join the Discord chat group. Your Kinky Friends. Just go on your Kinky Friends. There's a link. Boom, you're in it. It's great. It's growing and growing every day.
The link because the link on the website wasn't working.
Oh, I'll double check that. But people are joining every day.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll double check it. Yeah. Okay. So what's going on with you? You're pregnant.
I am. Yeah.
And
Still.
Still, yeah. Still. Have you thought of names for the baby?
Yeah. We've decided on Lydia.
Oh, Lydia's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Lydia.
Like Beetlejuice.
Like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Like Beetlejuice. And they're making a sequel to Beetlejuice.
Why?
Did they actually confirm that, or?
Yeah, they confirmed it, and it's got the whole original cast.
What?
Yeah.
Well, at least there's that.
Yeah.
You know, the thing, at least it's not the live action Dumbo that I'm like, I'm not for.
when the live action Dumbo came out, the Dumbo, the actual Dumbo, looks scary as fuck.
It does. The eyes, what's wrong with it? It's like, I don't know. The eyes are weird.
And I'm curious because the live action Dumbo, I'm sorry, the original Dumbo is only like an hour and 10 minutes. And knowing Hollywood, they're probably gonna like stretch it out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you don't need 2 hour Dumbo.
No, it's gonna be Dumbo, but without the crows, which I'm kind of sad about. They were fun. I get that it is a racial stereotype, but they were fun. They were hilarious. And now they're adding like people that are nice.
Oh yeah, because people in Dumbo were like,
Yeah, they were all horrible.
They're horrible.
But
Yeah.
so it's not even bothering me. It's just a different movie now. It's a different movie. They should just make a new movie
They're gonna
about
slap
something
Dumbo
new.
and Disney on it, and people will go see it, and they're gonna make money.
Definitely. So, did you do anything special today?
Not really. Let me think. I went out for lunch just with Sam. And then I went shopping and I got I did get some baby stuff and I got new sheets because I unfortunately am stupid and I bought really cheap sheets a few months ago and they're pilling already. So now I'm sleeping on sandpaper.
Okay. Oh no, now. Oh, Master Bear and Slave Eve. They got the time wrong. They were supposed to start us. Yeah, but now this shit happens. No worries.
We just roll with it.
Yeah, you just roll with it. You just roll with it. Okay, so let me ask you this: Valentine's Day, goth Valentine's Day. A lot of things annoy the shit out of me when it comes to Valentine's Day. What is one of the most annoying things about Valentine's Day?
Oh gosh. This hasn't been happening lately, and thankfully we might not have to have it happen too many more times. It seems like maybe it'll only happen one more time, but the 50 Shades of Grey movie is coming out on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's probably the worst because I don't really mind like the candy and the wine and the stuffed animals. If anything, it's just an excuse for us fat kids to go out and buy really cheap junk food the next day. So, that's fine.
Okay. What about you? You two?
What we don't like about it?
Yeah. What annoys you about Valentine's Day?
Facebook posts. Valentine's Facebook post where it's all like,
Cheesy.
Look what my husband did for me today, you guys. Isn't he great? He made me coffee.
Exactly. It's like, it's fine. You can see yourself. We don't care.
I don't Facebook.
Yeah, Luna's not on Facebook. She's not on Twitter.
She's off the map.
Oh my
She's-
God, I was talking to a friend who was helping me set up a LinkedIn account because apparently that's what you need to have these days. And as soon as I got myself logged in, I'm like, I don't like this. It reminds me too much of Facebook. It's like social media. And I start scrolling through all these people that it like connects me to, and bam, there's my ex-husband. I'm like, I'm just gonna stop right now and figure out how to block this person because I don't want him seeing me. I don't want him contacting me. I don't want him knowing anything about me.
That's crazy.
And that's as far as I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tangle Blue, I love you. She
It's a problem.
no, she said Melissa's tits look amazing.
They're in a t-shirt. It couldn't be more boring right now.
And then she goes, wiggle a boob.
Just one?
Oh, okay. So, do you have any questions, Dan?
No.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit more about yourself for the people who didn't read your articles or watch your video.
Oh gosh. I suppose the biggest thing is that I live in an incredibly small town in the Midwest, but it's weird because it's a college town, but there's nothing to do around here. We have like maybe 3 bars, and they're normally like really cheap pitcher of beer and billiards type of bar. So I've been trying to grow the kink community around here, which is incredibly difficult. So as of right now, I'm the leadership of one of the local kink groups because there's another one, but I don't necessarily recommend them for a whole list of reasons. So I haven't created this group. It was sort of passed down to me because the original leader got divorced and then he had to go live with his family, and he lives forever and a half away. And I was getting a lot of requests, so I brought the group back to life for the most part. Still working on it, and then I'm gonna have to pass it down here in a few months because I can't orchestrate munches and stuff like that when I have a newborn. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I have been thinking about things to write and or post about lately, but I'm still sort of figuring that out. I've thought about doing posts about sort of famous kinksters throughout history, but I don't want it to come off as some sort of piece where I'm outing people who are dead. I still want it to be somewhat respectful, so
Okay.
I'm trying to flesh that out.
Great. Well, Fornication, thank you very, very much. We got our next guest right now. Happy Valentine's Day from all of us.
Happy Valentine's
Me
Day.
too.
Okay. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Huh, okay. Our next guest is a wonderful guest. Oh my God. She does cameling. She does online role play, sissification. She is very well. She has much knowledge in the kink community and kinks in general. And we had a great video interview. I highly suggest that everybody watches it. Oh my God! Once again, it's an honor. Welcome, Piper Kush. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Okay.
How are you guys?
What?
I said I'm doing well. How are you guys?
I'm well.
Good.
This is Melissa and this is Luna.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Miss Melissa is a dom and Luna is a submissive, but she has a wicked spanking.
Only for you, darling.
Yeah. She has a
Thank you.
So, how did you spend your Valentine's Day?
Well, earlier today I was on Twitter and spending it just hanging out with some fans essentially. And then I get to go spend some time with my husband and go have supper and have a nice dinner. And now I'm hanging out with you guys. So it's been a really great Valentine's Day so far.
Awesome. Now, do you have any I mean, seriously, that sounds wonderful. You know, I mean, you know, the fans, the husband, a nice dinner.
Yes.
You know, it's not nothing like crazy, and it's like I find comfort in that. But do you have any like wild Valentine's Day stories?
I do actually. Once upon a time, well, I definitely have to say more of my crazier Valentine's Days were when I was single rather than in a relationship. I always find when you're single, you go and find something creative to do because you don't necessarily have the love in your life or somebody special in mind. So you find several special people to have fun with. So one of my more crazy, kinkier Valentine's days was when I was a dancer, and a lot of my dancer friends, both male and female, decided to throw a big Valentine's Day bash. We all got together and had a fantastic time at a hotel in Niagara. And let's just say no one left until February 15th and well into the next day.
Sounds like fun.
It was absolutely a blast. I honestly had a really good, close group of friends, and we all had very similar interests in mind, and it was a very healthy environment for as much as one can be when you're 19 to 23 years old. So I actually had a really good time.
To be young. Okay. The same question I asked fornication. A lot of people get very annoyed by Valentine's Day. You know, so what annoys you about Valentine's Day?
I'd say the commercialism mostly, just because it's definitely known for being one of the hallmark holidays. And I feel like a lot of people feel the stress around that holiday to spend a lot of money to make someone feel special. When I think some of the most romantic Valentine's days are the ones you spend at home. You didn't spend a lot of money and you just spend time enjoying your partner, or in some cases enjoying yourself and having a good time. Yeah, I'd have to say the commercial side of Valentine's Day definitely kind of puts a dampening effect on it for me, if anything. So.
Okay. All right. I'm just
I
curious.
concur.
You concur?
I was happy to just wake up and see a card. I thought that was great.
That was such
Do you
a
have a
good
card?
card.
Absolutely.
It'll probably kill the battery.
She probably did.
It was a cute card.
It was-
When I
it
saw
was-
it's got an owl and then it opens up.
It sings a really annoying song the fifth time you've heard it.
To like
Kevin.
the theme of row, row, row your boat, but it's different words.
Other words. I
It's
don't know.
other,
It's very owl.
it's other words. Now, okay, so although you had a great Valentine's Day, when it comes to kink, what are some ways or suggestions you'd give to a couple to make their Valentine's Day kinky?
There is nothing wrong with making sure that you have some time set aside that you can be by yourself. Obviously, being loud is a beautiful way to spend Valentine's Day, and being able to have an excuse to pull out the toy box, or just setting aside that special time to make sure you know that you're going to be alone and you can enjoy it together. I always like the idea of kind of laying out a game plan, maybe letting them know what they're in for later that evening. And subtle hints can always work too, leaving a butt plug out, or, leaving some ropes out or something, like leaving suggestions, exactly, like you can beat them over the head and pull them into the cave, but you can lay out the butt plug and leave a suggestion.
Why don't you leave this on the kitchen counter?
What you got in right now?
Oh, this one. This is
So
Lush.
here's the
Oh,
situation.
Lush. I have heard great things about the Lush.
I highly recommend it. Highly.
So tell us about your
Highly.
current situation with that.
I don't know. It doesn't. It's not. he's in Point Pleasant, and I'm here in Denellen, and he has control.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
control, and it works. It's really it's a lot of fun, especially when you can't be together to still enjoy
I
it.
love that. That's so sweet.
I
Just
know.
be careful with this. This is Hush is the butt plug.
I heard the Hush has stronger vibrations than the Lush.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. But it's really fun because it's like it comes with all fun patterns, but you can also sync it to music, so it like vibes in time with music.
Nice.
I don't recommend it if your Valentine is a DJ.
Because it goes to the music.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. It might be interesting going out to the club and seeing how long you can kind of like hold out for.
Who knows exactly how long I can hold out for.
Yeah, so so he's DJing, and then he's just going like.
Yeah, while he's doing his thing with the music, he's got the phone set next to him. He'll just bump it up and watch my reaction. And he gets this little glint in his eye. And I can't even explain it. It's adorable, but it's diabolical. He bumps it up.
Is part of it like imagining him DJing and going?
No, all I'm doing is holding onto the bank of speakers for dear life.
Oh.
Oh, like when you're there, yeah.
Oh, when you're there, but
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
when you're not there.
Oh.
Like when you're here.
It's exciting because I never know what to expect. He's
Okay.
got the control, so I mean, he could set it to all kinds of patterns or music, or up high, up low. You never know, and that's half the fun. When we play, we know what our vibrators can do, and what all the settings are, and all the little are. And we know what we really like, and that one's like, yeah, that one's okay, but I want this. This you have no control. It's just you don't know what to expect.
I've never used a remote control.
Oh.
I love the anticipation idea of that. That sounds fabulous.
Yeah, I have the battery life is like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because you got to do the whole Bluetooth location and everything. But yeah, highly recommend them. Good investment.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Well, Piper Cush, you have been an absolute pleasure. We have to go to our next guest. Happy Valentine's Day. I know she never
Happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy yourselves, guys.
And like I always say, keep in touch.
I will do. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for
Thank
stopping
you.
by.
Take care.
Bye.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, Piper Cush is amazing. I adore her. She's great. And this next guest has quite a story to tell. She is a legend. She's part of the she's one of the heroes of the kink community. She works for peplove.com, our friends at peplove.com. Big shout out to Sarah Miles, to the owner of Pep. This is not Sarah Miles, but Sarah Miles has been, and Amy Mercury, and all the ladies at peplove.com, Pony Huntress, everybody. But this is a woman who deals with the role play of castration, and she's pretty hardcore, and she's absolutely wonderful. Please welcome Giselle Thibodeau. Say hi.
Hi. I was wondering who you were talking about.
Let's talk about you.
Gosh, I want to meet that person.
You know I love you so much. Oh my God. So how are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a very, very surrealistic week. I was thinking I was going to come on and talk about castration. And
You can talk about that too. You got time.
I can always talk about castration.
Yeah.
No problem. Nothing says loving like getting rid of your nuts. But I know that you and I have something very in common, and that is dealing with the loss. You lost, of course, your mistress, and I lost a submissive in November. And then Monday things kind of got a little different.
So wait, let's just clarify this. When you say lost, is that he died?
Yes. So let me take this back just a little bit. So I have a long distance dynamic with an individual in Australia. About 8 years worth of dynamic with this individual, and about 2017, he was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor at the base of his spine. And they did everything that they could. Obviously they couldn't operate on it, but they tried to shrink the tumor. They tried other alternative therapies, and it was determined at that point that there was nothing that they could do, and they essentially told him, say your goodbyes, your organs will eventually shut down and you're going to basically die. And then in November of 2017, we had what I believed was our last conversation, because he wanted to say goodbye early. And we thought this was it. And then December came. And then January came, and he says, I'm still here, and I'd like to come and see you. Well, unfortunately, we have never stood in a room together. And it didn't happen, because when he was about ready to travel to come and visit me here in California, he passed out, ended up back in the hospital, and then they said, no, you can't travel. So, okay, that's neither here nor there. There were still things in our dynamic that we could do. There were still things in our dynamic that he wanted to do for me. One of which is, I'm a big fan of cocksuckers. Raise your hand if you love men who suck dick. Yes! All right. And I love men who suck dick, especially straight men who suck dick. And I always tell people, in terms of that particular thing, where you are today is not where you're going to be tomorrow. And there's nothing more sexy than a man who comes to you after he says, I'll never suck a dick, and says, oh my God, I found a dick. I need to suck this for you. And that was part of our dynamic. Well, and I'm trying to get through this because, like I said, it spans 8 years of dynamic of this. And that was something he had tried to do for me and wanted to do for me. And, I've got my mind. So it was a lot. But it wasn't going to be. And I always said, look, ultimately, if it never happens, it never happens. It's not the reason we have the dynamic. It's not everything. And so he's tried to say goodbye again in July. And, because he was told, you're not going to live through July. And July came, and June came, and in September we had PepCon, and I was out in New Mexico, and of course we take a lot of wonderfully delicious naughty pictures.
Oh yeah, I see them all the time on Twitter.
Yes, you do.
You, Sarah,
Mattering.
Horny Huntress, Amy Mercury. Shout out to Amy Mercury. Love her.
And I love those ladies. Honestly,
Yeah, they're great.
PepCon once a month would be awesome. But I came home, and I got a message from him, and just casual conversation. Now, up until this point, he's said goodbye to me now, I think by then, about 3 different times. And this time, I knew something was different in the conversation. And he finally says to me, because I'm just kind of avoiding what he wanted to say, and he said, look, I'm really wanting to say goodbye. This really is it. I'm in a lot of pain, and it's not that I don't want to talk to you, it's that I really can't. So please, can we have a voice conversation? So in that conversation, I had sent him maybe about 7 or 8 pictures, and he had sent me a message, said 1 and 3, and I said, what's the deal with 1 and 3 in the voice conversation? And he says, well, 1 and 3, because in those pictures, you're looking at me. And that's how I'm going to remember you. I'm going to remember you this way. And he says, because this is it. I'm not coming back online. It's not that I don't want to. I can't. I physically can't because I can't be awake. I'm in too much pain. And one thing I always said, I said, please, because we are a long distance dynamic, don't leave me hanging. Please let me know. I want to know because I can't just live my life with the silence and not knowing that you're gone. And I'd rather know so I can mourn and do what I need to do than always wonder. So that was October 16th, I believe. November 9th, I believe, I see a message pop up on my Skype, and it was from his daughter. And she said, my father passed away and wanted me to let you know. And, you know,
Are you gonna cry?
Yeah.
oh, please, go ahead, because I probably will. Because this story has an interesting twist. So,
Oh, yeah.
and I cried, obviously, and mourned. But one thing I have discovered, this wonderful thing with the internet, is that we have, whether it's Facebook or Skype or whatever, as long as someone's profile's there, you still kind of have this connection and you can kind of revisit the memories. And so periodically I go back and I look at the memories. I look at our last message, cry, think about him, everything. See the last message from his daughter. My last message to her was, at least he's no longer in pain. So Monday, Monday, at about 2 o'clock in the morning, I roll over and I'm an insomniac. I'm a horrible insomniac. It's why I'm always on the Pep Love site. It's because I just don't sleep. You know, people are like, you never sleep. Well, I don't. But I happen to roll over maybe after a REM cycle, and something said, oh, go look at your Skype. And I picked up my iPad because I'd heard a notice. I'm like, that's kind of odd. And his profile was active. So first thing I'm thinking is, well, maybe it's his daughter. And then I noticed that I got another message and I thought, oh, someone had to have hacked this account because he's gone. And then I opened the message and the message said, hi, my name is R, just initial R. My name is, I think I know you. I didn't die. You were told that I died. I didn't die. I had a stroke. I don't remember you. But I went back and I saw all of our messages from 2013, and we've known each other longer, about 2010, I think. But he says, I went back and saw all these messages from you. You look familiar, and I'd like to talk to you. I want to, reach out and see if you can help me remember who I am. And of course, I'm like, okay, you're full of shit. You're hacking this account. But I'm having this conversation, and he says, no, it's really me. If I can just talk to you, you can hear my voice. Well, I finally said, okay, it's 2 a.m. I've got my husband asleep next to me. I've covered it a bit. That's, what have I got to lose? So I put on my headset. I said, all right, call me. Because he sent me a picture. And the picture was him, but you can hack that.
Yeah.
And the voice, you can't change voice that drastically. And I've since seen him on cam. So it is in fact him. So he says, I had a stroke and the brain waves weren't picked up. So I was declared dead, and I did in fact die. I didn't see a white light, he says, or anything like that, but he says, I did in fact die. When I came back, I was in a coma, and when I came out of a coma, because they didn't think he was going to survive that, but when he came out of a coma, it's like he's been given this reset, and he says, I don't remember you. I don't remember our dynamic. I don't remember anything.
Wait, and you got to explain to this person that they're like a kinky bastard?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch all of that.
Well, so he has no recollection, and you get to explain to him that he's kinky.
Actually, no, I don't. Here's the fun part. He has basically 8 years of conversation. And I'm not vanilla. That's 8 years of kinky conversation. So he's basically, and that's part of the conversation was, oh my God, did I really do all those things? Yes, you did. Did I ever suck cock for you? I said, no, you didn't. And I told you that we were given a year we weren't supposed to have, and I traded again just to have the year we had. He says, oh, you like that? Yeah, I do. He says, I still want to do it for you, which is really exciting because I now have a dynamic while I'm working on relearning and teaching him who he was or is. There are things that aren't going to come back. He will never be able to do his job again. The knowledge isn't there. He forgot it. He doesn't know how to do it. Little things, which is weird, like having to teach him where the emoticon button was, because it's gone. It's all gone. I am essentially gone except for these messages. And I talked to him. I talked to him on cam and had him do wonderfully kinky, naughty things for me because, I just can't not.
And this is all Monday, since Monday.
Oh, this is Monday. Since Monday, yes. This is
What a week you're having.
I can't make this shit up, honestly.
That's awesome.
It is weird. I finally said to him, I said, I've got this one little thing, because, people think that when you're dominant or your mistress, that you're always holding it together. But I just said to him, I said, okay, I'm going to tell you, I'm a little insecure because my fear is that you're coming into this, you don't know, you don't remember being kinky. You don't remember me or our dynamic. And my fear is that as you get to know me, that there might be a part of you that's going, no, this is too much for me. I don't want to know you. And he said, oh no. He says, I liked you before. He says, I'll like you again. Which
that's awesome.
Really sweet. And, really made me feel so much better because I'm like, yeah, I've had you do some really kinky shit. And right now he's a little more vanilla than I'd like him to be. I've got a big thing, for example, for cum drinking. And so I told him, so, well, he says, I'd really like to come for you on cam. I said, okay, sure, no problem. This is, baby steps. And of course, my thing is to remember that that he has to relearn me. And the first thing I'm going is, okay, we'll drink it. And he's like, what? I do that? I'm like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, don't worry about it. Never mind. Because it's not in his head. And a lot of these things in his head, he's like, wow, did I turn gay? And I'm like, well, you didn't turn gay. Nobody really turns you gay if you're not attracted to men. Still not yeah, I'm like, we're not going to go there, but yes, you have sucked a dick, or you never sucked one for me. And that was the whole point. I said, you wanted to. And he keeps asking, well, and you're sure you want this? Yes, I do. And you want to see me get fucked too? Well, yes. Sorry about that. Yes, I do. And so it's been a whirlwind, kind of a journey in this, and showing him this is who you were, and who knows, maybe we'll get, I don't know if we'll ever get 110% back, but it looks like, at this point we're at least willing to try for 75, and I'm okay with 75. The sad news, I'd love to tell you that the story is going to have the wonderfully happy ending, but it isn't. It's going to have an ending. Everything does. It's different though, because when this all happened, it was a reset, he said. Before, the doctors could say, you have a year, or we're pretty sure we can ballpark it between here and here, that this is what you have. He said, they have no clue. He's 54 now. And he says, they tell me I won't make it to 60. But they don't know. I could have a few days, I could have a few weeks, a few months, or I could have till I'm 60. They don't know. So for now, I'm just going to take it as a very odd little blessing, and just every day, every day we are going to work on it. So
that is an absolutely amazing story, and I'm so glad it turned out positive, because when we were talking to each other before, and you were like, I got we're through Twitter and DMs, and when I first found out, I thought immediately my mind went to like something shady's going on, like he started another life, or he has a different family, or he's doing something. I've been watching a lot of Ray Donovan, and a lot of people are doing double life shit. And no, but the fact that this has turned into a positive thing makes it absolutely beautiful. I don't know which story tops it, because we have a friend, Melissa. Melissa's very, very good friend. She gave birth today on Valentine's Day, and guess what? She didn't know she was pregnant the whole time.
Congratulations.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my God, we're getting some wild Valentine's Day stories. Now, one thing about Valentine's Day, and like I said, your story is amazing, absolutely amazing. And oh, by the way, I love the purple.
No, I'm always about the purple.
Love it.
I am about the purple.
Love the purple. What if do you have any other kind of kinky Valentine's Days in the past that you could describe?
In terms of Valentine's Day and kink, I actually probably am not very kinky on Valentine's Day. It's kind of like, I know Valentine's Day gets to be Mistress's day off. Bubble bath, the foot rub, give me flowers, feed me chocolate. Don't make me work for your kink, and just serve me. That's great. You can just sit down and eat me out for 6 hours and I'm good.
Oh, that should be a new hashtag. Wait, I'm sorry, say it again.
I said, like, we all weren't thinking it.
Hashtag eat me out for 6 hours.
Yeah, well, you saw it says it ain't gonna lick itself.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But I mean, I tend to maybe I'm a little old fashioned. I just want to be wine dines. Let's do a 68. You do me, and I owe you one. So yeah.
That was good. I like that one.
It's like, I don't know. Sorry, honey. I gotta, I'm gonna go over here. Why don't you just fuss with yourself over there in the corner? I'm terrible, honestly. I am.
No, you're honest.
I think part of it is because 364 days out of the year, well, maybe not quite that many, it's all about kink. And then depending on where you are, when you're the dominant, I've got to plan everything, and I've got to put everything out there. And so when it comes time to things like Valentine's Day or my birthday, I'm like, nope, today it's a do me day. You get to do me. Mm-hmm. I'll think about if I want to do you, and if I don't want to do you, you get to do me. Let's talk about this for a minute. So I kind of maybe lean less towards kink on Valentine's Day and more towards romance. I want to do events. I want someone to go out of their way and do something wow me, because I am not a person that's impressed easily. So you got a lot of work on your hands. Go and see what you can do to impress me. Or better yet, if you really want to impress me, go do something amazing for somebody who's less fortunate than you, and I'm going to be impressed. That'll get me. That'll get me right here in the feels. But don't make it an effort, and don't make it the grand show Just do it because it's where your heart is, and that's probably going to impress me 10 times more than anything else. So, I want genuine gifts, genuine things, and then of course, 6 hours of going down is not. Yes, it never hurts, have a a little jaw strap and just be ready, let me write.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Giselle, you are absolutely fantastic. We'll let you go. I know that you are very busy. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for your honest and wonderful story.
For having me.
Oh my God. Yeah. So please keep in touch. Like you really like. Oh damn, you knocked it out of the park. This one.
I have
Well,
to find it.
Okay.
all right. Thank you so much.
Oh wait, I don't know if you know this, but she has.
No. Enough with that. Listen, life is short. You have fun every day you possibly can with this man. Whether it's 1 day, 1 year, 10 years, doctors are wrong. Not often do you get second chances.
I tell
So
them
take
nobody tells you you don't have an expiration date, and I'm here. Whether it's 1 day, whether it's 1 year, whatever it is, I'm here until he doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
Definitely. All right. Giselle has been
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. We love you.
Bye.
And say hi to all the ladies in Pep for us.
Oh, I definitely will.
All right. Tell
Bye-bye.
me you all said Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, I will definitely do that right now.
All right. Take
Bye.
care.
Good night.
Good night. Happy Valentine's Day.
I can't even hear it.
I know.
Wait.
It's so quiet.
Oh, by the way, she has one of these inside of her. Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Giselle's gone.
Giselle's done.
But I
Okay.
can't stop.
I was gonna say I couldn't even.
No, you can't hear it.
Yeah.
They're so quiet.
Okay. So let's wind down. Wait. Oh.
Trying to figure out how to hang up. I'm not done. Oh, there we go. All right, bye again.
Oh my.
Oh, you just hit the X button. Oh, yeah, there you go.
There we go.
All
That
right.
was funny.
Okay, so what have we learned from all this? Melissa?
That woman has a vibrator in her pussy that I can't hear.
Okay. Luna?
I learned there's no place better to spend Valentine's Day than with my kinky friends. Oh. But I love her more.
Okay.
She lets me smack her ass.
So, everybody, I hope you got some perspective on this on Valentine's Day. You're not alone, even if you are literally alone. You've got kinky friends. So check out your kinky friends. Check me out on Twitter, Facebook, everything. And oh yeah,
Everybody knows where to find you. Everybody knows.
So yeah. So remember,
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Remember the cardinal rule: be cool, be kind, keep an open mind. Happy Valentine's Day, my friend.
I thought it was safe, sane, and consensual.
Well, that too.